the weird behaviors of whales and turkeys to a bizarre mutant critter in Argentina.
This is Trending Tuesdays.
Number 10. The Petite Pyramid of China. Now, while China might not be the first place you'd connect to pyramids, the structures have been found there. Recently, in central China, archaeologists unearthed a pyramid located underneath a construction site. But while it looks like its Egyptian counterparts, it's not nearly as big, standing only around 6 feet tall. Experts say this Petite Pyramid is one of 2 tombs found at the burial site located Zhengzhou. The other tomb has a cylindrical shape. Mysteries remain as to who built the pyramidal structure or who might be buried within. Likewise, the exact date of its construction is still unknown, although researchers say it could have been built during the Han Dynasty, which stretched between 202 and 220 AD. Man-made desert. It's hard to believe now, but the Sahara Desert once contained thriving grasslands and lakes. Traces of ancient rivers and other evidence indicated the area's greener past. Experts think a radical shift started in the region around 8,000 years ago, about the time that humans began arriving in the area. Some scientists theorize that it was the introduction of agriculture that helped the Sahara morph into the arid environment that it is today. Some recent research suggests that the climate was severely altered by the introduction of crops and livestock. As soil was turned over to plant crops, sunlight reflected off it, causing the air to warm. Meanwhile, livestock ate much of the vegetation. As more farmers entered the region, the process continued. Rainfall began tapering off until nearly vanishing, killing off all but the few plants that can thrive in a desert. The transformation of the Sahara is thought to have been completed within about 1,000 years. Bad gas attack. When bizarre craters or funnels began to appear in northern Siberia, all types of guesses as to the origin began to pop up. But experts have recently discovered that the craters were formed by explosions triggered when methane gas was released. Bubbles of methane gas are contained in dome-shaped mounds called pingos. They're made up of soil that is layered over ice located in permafrost areas. Over time, that bubble will explode open, releasing the methane and forming craters that can be huge. The gas released is said to be more than 80 times more powerful than carbon dioxide. Occurrences of explosions and resultant craters have increased in the Russian Arctic. Experts believe the cause is due to warming temperatures in the region that's melting the permafrost and allowing the gas to escape. As increasing numbers of gas-filled domes have been discovered, it's estimated that more than 7,000 methane bubbles are set to explode in the area. Researchers are worried that explosions could damage key energy facilities in Yamal, which is Russia's main locations for extracting natural gas. Human cuisine. The caves of Santa Maria in Spain may have provided evidence that humans once dined upon each other. Archaeologists found some 30 bones in the caves that revealed evidence of cannibalism. The remains are dated up to around 10,000 years old, and many showed marks that were left by human teeth, in addition to marks left by fire and stone tools that likely cut apart and defleshed the bodies. The evidence suggests that humans were cooked and then eaten. Still unknown is whether the Mesolithic people practiced cannibalism as part of a ritualistic funerary practice, or if they had to resort to it as a result of diminishing food sources. Experts say that no other evidence of such behavior has been linked to remains found in the Western Mediterranean region. The holy roach. A strange new species of cockroach was recently discovered in Vietnam. Measuring around 3 millimeters long, the critter is mostly translucent with tiny eyes and displays several unique physical characteristics. It has wings that don't really function for flight, but it is able to fly. Thanks to a hook on its body, it can attach itself to the back of a bat. That hook is also thought to serve as a means of attaching itself to a female in order to reproduce. The male attracts her with pheromones that serve as a type of marriage gift, if you will. But this insect's most notable feature is a helmet that appears like a halo. However, that halo has a less than saintly purpose. Experts say it's used during the mating process to better facilitate the procreative act. Strange behavior. Scientists have been baffled by some strange behavior displayed by humpback whales. Recently, up to 200 of the critters have been observed in a mass feeding frenzy near the South African coast. That's thousands of miles farther north than the usual feeding grounds in the Antarctic during the summer months. They don't usually arrive in tropical and subtropical waters until winter, and humpback whales are not generally known to be social animals. They tend to hunt and travel alone, or in small groups that will quickly despond. So, what could be behind the seemingly aberrant behavior? Experts say it's possible the humpbacks are gathering as a result of the shifting numbers of prey available. They feed mostly on small fish and krill. Another possibility is that the more sociable behavior is actually normal for them, but it simply wasn't occurring where visible due to whaling activity, reducing the numbers by some 90% in the early 20th century. Dance of Death. Now, if that sounds kinda macabre, maybe it should. We just spoke about some strange behavior from humpback whales. Well, now some turkeys in Boston exhibited some bizarre dance moves. 17 of the birds were filmed circling a dead cat that was lying in the middle of the road. The spooky video went viral, and the strange rituals seemed to mystify just about everyone. The turkeys were likely not sizing up the departed feline as a meal, as some suggested. The birds are usually content with nuts and seeds. Other guesses included the turkeys were just trying to discern whether or not the cat might still pose a threat and try to gobble them up. Got any theories on this one? Two-headed whatchamacallit. Now, when a woman in Argentina went out to a courtyard, she encountered a shocking sight. A bizarre creature was lying there, and it appeared to be some sort of a two-headed snake. She said the creature was around 4 inches long and had skin not unlike a reptile's. She said it had no legs and 2 large eyes, one of which could blink. She also mentioned she was afraid to get too close to it in case the animal carried some sort of toxin. After uploading images to social media sites, the pictures went viral, and a lot of people conjectured that the strange critter was some sort of a mutant or maybe a deformed snake. Others pegged it as some sort of a caterpillar. I am happy to report that the Epic Wildlife staff may have identified this unusual critter. It seems to match the description of the elephant hawk caterpillar. These larvae display a pattern that appears like large eyes and will assume a serpent-like pose when threatened. That pose will usually work to scare away predators like birds. They can grow more than 3 inches long and get the name because they kind of resemble an elephant's trunk. So, think we solved the mystery?
This is Trending Tuesdays.